Okay, so the next part of our training is taking that return authorization that we just did and turning it into a credit memo. Again, if I use my little icon, it'll be right here. Now, when I do a browse here, you'll see right down here the type is an R. You'll see a B here and an S here and an R. That means that this is a back order here, this is a sales order, and this is a return authorization. Okay? And you might also see a C there. It means it's a credit that has not been invoiced and posted. Anything in here is something that hasn't been posted.
Okay.
So when I choose that return authorization, I go over here and I say, okay, I'm going to, first of all, convert this to a credit memo. So I'm just going to do my little drop down, change it to credit, and then I'm going to go over here because the warehouse has now told me how many pieces I've gotten back. They're telling me they didn't get 50 pieces. They got 46. So I want to definitely, I want to go to billing. I want to invoice it. And I want to say yes to this question, but I did get it all back complete, even though it says, am I shipping it? Is it being shipped back to me complete?
Right.
I'm going to say yes, no to the restocking fee, and
You know when we got
save
46
changes.
feedback?
Just a second, I haven't gotten there yet.
Huh?
And I'm going to say yes. Now I'm going to go over here to the details tab and show that I really only got 46 pieces back.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm not going to expect the other 4.
Okay.
So I'm going to zero that out.
So let's change the amount of the credit memo.
That's right. It
Okay.
changes the amount of the credit memo.
Okay.
That works, right?
Right. When I like it that it retains the original amount we were expecting back.
That's right. So when I issue the credit memo, that's what'll come. That's what they'll see.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right. And then so this is done. That's all there is to doing a credit memo from a return authorization. Now, if let's say for instance I shipped out a shipment COD and it got refused, so I need to return the whole order in the inventory. So I would go into, I would create a new one. Add a new record. And in this case, I'm going to just go up here to my copy button and I'm going to tell it that I'm going to copy from history. And I'm going to say that it's, this order came back from history.
Right.
I don't know for sure, but I would have paperwork in front of me.
Right.
But for training purposes, we're going to use this, and it automatically brings back the order. I have some invalid data here. Fix it. Terms were 30. And the line items are right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That, and I'm going to change this to a credit. Come back over to the billing tab. Invoice the order. This is because it came over from your QuickBooks stuff. Delete this line and invoice it again. Save it. And that's done.
All right.
Any questions on issuing credit memos or return authorizations? Along with this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to do a quote. So I'm going to hit a plus sign, pull the customer, fill in the items the customer wants, put the quantity the customer wants, that's all there is to it. And when I go to print, oops, sorry, change this to a quotation.
Right.
Because when I go to print this, because we've implemented images, we're going to do a commercial packing slip. And that's going to put the image along with the item for the quote. And if it's working, and it may not, just so you know,
It may not.
because I may not have the data here. Your image will show up right here.
what's the difference between a quote and a sales order?
A sales order is an actual order the customer wants. A quote is what they're contemplating buying.
So if they decide, yeah, I wanna buy that, we can just go back into that quote.
Well,
change it to a sales-
that's the next lesson.
Sorry.
Premature.
That's our next lesson. So with that, any question on creating a quotation?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and close that and save it. So now, it's a week later, customer calls up and says, well, Jeff quoted such and such.
Right.
Well, the other Jeff says, no, I didn't. So if you go into sales order, click your magnifier, now you will see a type Q. Pull it up and say, yes, I have your quote in front of us. No, the price that's being quoted is $2.50, $11, $1.50. Well, he quoted, $1. Well, we know that that didn't happen because it's in writing.
Right.
Do you want the order? Yeah, we'll take the order. Just do your drop down, change it to sales order, and it's done. Print a packing list.
Nice, I like that.
So now I got one question for you. What if you create a generic quote? Say you have 10 closeout items, and you do a generic quote and send the quote to sales reps. And
You'd have to do a copy for each one of them.
Okay, that's what I
You
thought.
do a copy.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all done. There you have it.
Okay.
Any questions? That pretty much concludes the sales order entry functionality within this software.
No question.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Impressive.